choosing a school, a course, or a career path, there is so much to explore. But that's why we're here. Don't know where to start? Mag-browse ka muna sa blog namin. Baka ma-inspire ka sa mga student advice, study hacks, and adulting guides. Meron kami niyan dito. Or learn about career paths that match your skills and interests. Or chat with us. Tanong mo lang, we'll point you in the right direction. O let's say may dream school ka na. You can search for it and learn more about their programs and scholarships. At kung di ka pa decided, don't worry. Search and compare different schools to fit your needs. Pag ready ka na, submit an application. Easy. Maybe you're looking for a new hobby, certification, or degree. We've got online courses for that, and the learning doesn't stop there. Join a quest and pick something up with each visit through articles or videos. And the best part, you get to earn coins and redeem real rewards. Kaya sali na! With the right tools and information, we can find the best opportunities for you. Because the future can be scary. Pero tiwala lang. Keep exploring, keep learning with Edukasyon.ph.
Last year, we launched over 1,400 new features and services, which is an amazing amount considering what we had about 3 years ago when I started. As customers' workloads grow, you need more and more space in memory. AWS has been listening to our customers, and we realized that this growth is required. As time goes by, they will have more data. It was exciting to see how we can work with them to create a very innovative environment on SAP. Things such as in the media and entertainment space. We see customers who, instead of doing everything through a traditional model, they're moving their workloads entirely over to the cloud. So in the end, effectively, they have almost no servers that they have to manage anymore. Take, for example, AWS Elemental Media Live and AWS Elemental Media Package. Both of these can easily be applied in an environment so that instead of using traditional on-premise encoders, you can move your workload into the cloud, re-encode the content, and directly present it to your end user through an online streaming mechanism. Everything can be provisioned on demand when needed, and if there's no event going on, they shut down the resources and there's no running costs. So there's many different ways to be builders in AWS. There's some that are very code-focused. They're able to build fantastic solutions. There's other builders who are just focused on helping customers build out solutions. They focus on the strategy, the concepts. I'm proud to be a builder at AWS because there's always something new to learn.
You've earned an AWS certification. Congratulations!
To be a successful SA, you need to be able to understand really, really big picture concepts.
There's a little bit of like account management, there's a little bit of business development.
You get to see a diverse set of people working on very different things.
The business side along with the technical side.
So if you're interested in a lot of things, solutions architecture is absolutely a place to go.
Corey Harris Jr., Solution Architect, Senior Solution Architect at AWS, and I currently support the Strategic Account Division. So I've been with AWS as of August 2019. I've moved around quite a bit, so I started in our Greenfield business, which was the early adopters of cloud. Shortly after, I was promoted, and then a year after that, I joined the Large Enterprise Division, which were more mature customers. I now support the Strategic Account Division, which are our top consumers of cloud. So before AWS, I worked at an insurance company, and I was a software engineer. Now, the work I did was quite different. I found myself doing a lot of extracurricular activities, hackathons. I actually won first place in a local hackathon in Hartford, and that was sort of my introductory experience to cloud, organically, not even really knowing that it was using AWS and the importance of it at the time. I realized that in my day-to-day, I felt something was missing in terms of, what I wanted to get into in technology. And so I organically moved into getting certified. I had 3 certifications at the time, and so I was learning about cloud on the side. The surprising thing is the amount of growth that you can display here. So there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of technology. It can seem very daunting because there's a lot of services to learn. And there's this notion to be ahead of your customer. But when you're really behind your work, and you'll realize that you're a lot smarter and capable than you formerly believed. And I think that's really the thing I get the most out of this job, is really seeing just how able I am. For as long as people believe in themselves, whatever walk of life you come from, right? I'm a person of color, I'm very different. And there's other people who have different things about them that are unique. And I just want everyone to know that there's always a place for you for as long as you're comfortable with yourself. And for as long as you can own who you are and express who you are freely, then there will always be a happy place and a peaceful place for you at this organization. But it always starts inward.
After my master's degree in computer science, I had the chance to travel and learn from service companies. After having acquired some experience in web application development and infrastructure, I became aware of AWS and its capabilities, and I was really interested in what could be achieved with the technology. Today, I'm a regional solutions architect based in Britain. My role is to support local customers and AWS partners in understanding and using AWS services while ensuring compliance with our best practices through the well-architected framework. In order to deliver the best solutions for customers, the solutions architect needs to have a balanced mix of technical and soft skills, including a basic knowledge of AWS services, industry knowledge, good communication, stakeholder management, leadership, problem solving, decision-making, and negotiation skills. When you first join AWS, you have 3 months of onboarding to understand the Amazon culture, but also to learn and progress on the different skills that the solutions architect role requires. Putting aside the technical aspect, I came to AWS mainly for the culture of the company, which through the Amazon leadership principles really does make it peculiar in a good way.
I'm from Singapore.
From Vietnam.
AWS User Group Thailand.
I'm an AWS Community Builder.
I run the user group in Singapore as a community hero.
I'm an AWS community leader.
I love AWS community.
Go AWS.
I'm so proud that all the group members are very proactive to support each other.
I'm really passionate about making artificial intelligence and machine learning more accessible.
I'm also one of the AWS machine learning heroes around the world.
It's a global, positive and diverse community.
ผมเป็น Amazon Web Service Community Hero ประจำประเทศไทยนะครับ
The love of the technology and the friendship in the community.
Go AWS.
Hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to the Community Ignite series. We are now at our 45th episode, and of course, not just like any Thursday of the week, tonight will be surely full of fun and all things AWS. So the title for this episode is A Day in the Life of a Solutions Architect. So if you have ever wondered what it's like to be a solutions architect at Amazon Web Services, you are right. You are in the right episode with me. Yes, with me, because I am also an aspiring solutions architect just like you guys. So let me introduce myself first, I am your host for tonight, Dara David, a technical community manager of Edukasyon.ph and also a community builder of AWS. So, we value your time and spending your Thursday evening to learn with us. So, I would love to get to know you guys a bit more. Siyempre, give and take tayo lagi dito. Gusto ko lagi kayo makilala, no? Kaya naman, before we ignite your night, pakilala muna kayo sa ating chat. So, while you are introducing yourself, also include your favorite TV show. So, mapa ang Probinsyano man yan, Broken Marriage Vow, or even Friends, i-chat nyo na rin, no? So, let us also know that you are here by saying where you are from, and if you are a student or a professional. Isama nyo na rin university nyo lahat. Isama nyo na lahat dyan, no? So, for example, hi, chat nyo sa chat, no? Hi, I'm Darla. I am a comp-sci major from FEU, and my favorite TV show is The Office. Parang ganon. So we have here Leonard. Hello, Leonard from Batangas City. He is a system programmer. Sir, nakalimutan niyo yung favorite TV show niyo. Sayang. Ayan. So pakilala mo na kayo, guys, no? And while you guys are chatting your introductions away, I would also like to say hello sa ating mga FB Live viewers. Hello, everyone. So don't forget to tag your friends and share this live so we can help each other out from learning from our very own industry leaders. Ayan, hello Jefferson from Bataan. Wow. Ayan, hello Iyam. My favorite TV show is Stranger Things. Wow. And from Davao and also a professional. Hello, very nice to meet you. No, how is season 4 for you? How is it going for you? Ayan, so yeah, dito sa habang nagpapakilala kayo, no, I would also like to thank you guys for taking the time to attend this free 1-hour tech-driven webinar. It's very, very nice to meet you all. Yung iba, no, mukhang nag-iisip pa no, na kanilang favorite TV show. So I'm just gonna keep going while you guys are chatting your introductions. So sa mga first-timers natin dyan, again, no, welcome sa ating Community Ignite series. So Community Ignite series brings people to uplift fellow developers and professionals in the Philippines. So ganun po ang Community Ignite series. So we invite guest speakers all over the world to share their expertise in the field. So whether you are a student or a professional or a career shifter, this series is the one for you. So bakit siya series? Bakit tinatawag na series? Because this kind of episodes or this kind of webinar happens every Thursday from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. So nandito po kami lagi every Thursday. And yeah, of course, no, this is all for free. It comes with an e-certificate and of course is co-presented by drumroll. Insert drumroll here. Ayan, co-presented by, itayin ko lang si technicals natin dito, no, na ma-present kung sino yung ating co-presenters. So while I'm waiting for our technicals, no, hello kay Sir Rodel, ang favorite TV show ay Breaking Bad. Balak ko rin yung panoorin. Ayan, so again, no, this whole series is co-presented by, ang tagal lang, ayan, is co-presented by Amazon Web Services and AWS Club Pilipinas. So the last episode, no, again, it happens every Thursday. And the last episode was all about AWS infrastructure and understanding the difference between AWS regions and availability zones. So in case you missed the previous talks we had, you can watch the highlights on our socials. So just search AWS Club Pilipinas on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and you may also watch the full episode on the Community Ignite series playlist on the EdTV YouTube. So meron ditong QR code no nalalabas dito. There you go. There. So you can scan the QR code and you can find us anywhere in social media. Okay? So going back to the chat natin, very exciting. Medyo marami na nagtatype kung ano nga ba ang mga favorite TV show nila ito sa sila galing. Again, no, hello sa ating mga Zoom participants and sa ating FB Live viewers. Sila natin, no. We have one from, hello John from Paranaque. Ayan, meron din tayo dito si Sir Robin. Hello, Sir Robin, software developer na ang favorite TV show is Umbrella Academy. Parehas kayo Ms. Danica, ang ating technical director. So we have here, and ang favorite series niyo daw ay The Society. Hello, Sir Mark. We also have Sir Usman. Ito, napapa-shoutout ko kanina. Nakita ko to. Hello, Sir Usman from Zamboanga City. We also have from Ilocos Sur, Peaky Blinders. Wow, social. Favorite TV show, Peaky Blinders. Ayan, meron tayong TV show daw, Pepito Manaloto. Ongoing pa ba yun? Parang tapos na yun ah. Ayan, so we also have a Game of Thrones fans over here. Si Sir Karin, hello. Sir Jimmy, and hello, Sir Marvin. Just keep it going, guys. Kaya mamaya babasahin ko ulit yan. And yeah, no, it was really nice meeting you all. But this time, it's time for us to meet our esteemed speaker for this episode. Ayan, ready na siya. Nakita ko na siya. His cam is already open. He's excited to share. So our speaker has been in the information communication technology and operation technology domains for more than 25 years. So he went into various leadership roles with various enterprises in systems engineering, data center and network operations, information security, and solutions architecture. He is also engaged with CXOs, operations, corporate strategy, and IT of customers and partners with portfolios of end-to-end digital and enterprise solutions and technologies covering mid to large-scale business applications, operations, and infrastructure across various areas. So our speaker for tonight has been a speaker in some of our previous CIS episodes, but I am so glad he is back for more. So please now let us all welcome Sir Paul Sears. Good evening, Sir Paul. How are you tonight?
Good evening, Darla. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here, even though I'm going remote. I'm way in northern Luzon right now, up in Calashao. So I'm actually traveling around supporting a partner under Roadshow and basically evangelizing AWS to many customers and education institutions and students who aren't familiar with AWS and cloud computing. I apologize for my video because I am in a hotel room, so I don't know why I don't have good lighting. Unfortunately, I don't have my normal lighting.
That's all right. They can still
I'm at the mercy of it coming and going. I can't quite get my camera exactly right.
You're like in a nightclub going.
Yes, right. Exactly. Okay.
All right. Wait. So before you start your talk, I just want to ask now, what is your favorite TV show? What is your pastime or your go-to favorite TV show?
Okay, so I have a few, but I thought about this actually a little bit since you prepped me in advance. Actually, I've never seen Game of Thrones. So I can't say that. I'm sure I would love it if I watched it, but I've never actually watched Game of Thrones. But there's actually a series I came across not too long ago on Netflix. It's called Final Space. It's actually an animated series, but I love the story. It was amazing. It was a really good series. It was like an adult, an adult type of an anime or cartoon, whatever you call it. But it was.
I might watch this.
Watch really
this
good. Yeah.
All right.
Great. Also, my second one. Hold on, my second one is Vikings. You ever watch Vikings?
No, I haven't watched it. Okay.
Oh, that's really great.
I'm gonna take your recommendations and then watch it after this episode. But yeah, all right, sir. Take it away, and I'll see you later.
All right. Yes. Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to be here tonight. I appreciate it. Again, I'm coming from Calashao up in Pangasinan. So it's been, I was in Clark, I came up from Clark yesterday and everything else. So it's been great. So part of my life and my role is a little bit of travel. And now that we are past pandemic, I do a lot more travel than I used to. And actually, I love the travel. So let me share my screen so I can share my presentation for everybody to see. And we'll talk about a day in the life of an AWS Solutions Architect, but it's actually more about my life because we have many different SA roles and many different experiences. And if you ask any SA, we're all going to have a different flow in what we do. And in particular, I support a certain group of customers in small and medium businesses primarily that it's really the brand new to AWS. So I do a lot of evangelizing and talking about the benefits of adopting cloud technology and how it can benefit them and themselves, or the organizations, and even their own customers. So let's go ahead and get started here. Please bear with me. So here's kind of our overview. What is it really like to be an SA? What actually it means to be one, what the definition of a job is. Some projects that I'm allowed to mention because a lot of customers I can't really share the details, but I can talk about some ideas. How did I get here as an SA for AWS? And then what do you need to do if you want to follow my footsteps, okay? So hopefully you'll find this useful and entertaining, and at the same time also you have more awareness about some of the life that we have as an SA. I do want to say for the record, I love this job. This has been the best job I've ever had in my entire career. It's been amazing. I come from an operations background, which meant a lot of on-call. And one of the things I really love about my job now is very, very little, if any, on-call. So it's amazing. Okay, so Solutions Architect, I put a question mark because it means so many things depending on a company. It's no standard definition. It's all different stuff. And I work with a lot of customers and a lot of partners, and they have solutions architects, and they have solutions engineers and everything else. And a lot of the stuff we do kind of the same thing, but you may see it labeled as a pre-sales engineer or solution design, or it's someone who does lifting and shifting. They take workloads and they move them from on-premises or traditional architectures and lift them into the cloud. Also, DevOps engineers also sometimes cross over and have the same responsibilities as SAs. Like I said, it's very varied. No organization has a standard, but we're going to focus on what AWS solution architecture actually means, and hopefully you'll learn from that. And more generalist consulting is something that also would apply in its role, right? Okay, so trying to move forward here on my screen. Regardless of what your title is and what you actually do in the organization, it should always be customer focused. And in AWS, this is critical for us because we are customer obsessed. Our mission statement includes customer, but be the world's most customer centric company, right? So we're very focused on customer and about giving the best experience to our own customers, which are companies, organizations, institutions, and also helping them deliver the best customer experience for their own customers. Customer experience is what's so important these days. So in ASEAN, we cover a lot of different areas. So before pandemic, I did a lot of engagements in Philippines, Malaysia, I was even Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia. I've never been to Myanmar and Cambodia, but we also cover those. And what's interesting is that I was actually in Vietnam on leaving Vietnam on March 10th or 11th, I think it was, 2020. And the next day, the Philippines closed. So I almost didn't get out of Vietnam, get back to Philippines. I'm based in Manila. I've been here for 3.5 years. So I live in BGC and I travel around and work a lot with Philippines customers, but at the same time, I also support customers around the geo as needed. And I personally love that part of my job because I get to learn new things and experience new challenges all the time. So as I mentioned, there are different kinds of SAs. I even thought of a bunch more today that I forgot to put in my presentation, but we have different sectors and different parts of the organization. I am what's called an SMB SA, a small medium business SA. And also there are enterprise SAs. We fall under the commercial side of AWS, which is more about customers, commercial customers. But we also have public sector SAs who focus on institutions and governments, because how we engage with those organizations may be different from a commercial side to a public side, right? So how we do that is different. We have specialist SAs, and these are SAs who have kind of focused on a particular domain of knowledge or technology or service that we offer, and they are able to be brought in as our heavy hitters on a very challenging situation or problem. We have partner SAs, and these SAs focus on working with our partners who help our customers with AWS solutions and challenges they may be facing. So partner SAs are very important. We have ISV SAs who are focused on a certain segment of partners, which are ISV partners who build and offer applications for customers to use. And we have marketplace SAs, which is a marketplace is a kind of a place where you can offer your products for other customers to use as part of a subscription that you include in your AWS spend. So we can see this is just a small number of different kinds of SAs within AWS, but we all still focus on the customer. No matter what role we're in, no matter what our title is, we focus on customers. That's all we really, really do in terms of our job. Okay, so what do we actually do? What does that mean, focus on customers? So we help customers succeed. This is a very simple way of saying it. So one way we do that is we help customers adopt AWS cloud native architectures. Some customers are brand new, they never experienced cloud, and they have a new product they want to build, a new solution they want to build, and they don't have a data center at all. They're just brand new, maybe a startup, for example. We can engage them and help them leverage some of the unique features and services within AWS to kind of give them a cloud native approach. There's no legacy, no technical debt to bring into AWS as they migrate, but instead they're building from scratch. And they're great customers to work with because we can really experiment, innovate, and find a solution that best suits their needs for what they want to do, whether it's products or services or however they want to engage their own customers. So it's really fun. Those are really fun engagements. We also, oops, there we go. Oops, sorry about that. My slides are a little slow. We also help customers begin their cloud journey. And this is a digital transformation or cloud journey, however you want to call it, many different terms for it. What it means is shifting from traditional infrastructure approaches, on-premise approaches, and moving in your experiences into cloud, into digital approaches. And this could be simply as maybe you have a store, retail store operations, and you have on-premise or brick and mortar type, you know, customers walk in and buy your goods and they walk out, where now you shift to making those sales, those goods available to purchase via an online mechanism, such as a website, a portal, e-commerce site. So we help customers begin that journey, and there's different ways of doing it, such as migrations that focus on how you get the workloads, the applications and servers into AWS in various ways. And then there's a journey where you start with a foundation, you migrate, or you go cloud native, and then you continuously reinvent. You don't ever stop. So we help our customers to continue to innovate and grow their customer experience throughout whatever they're doing, lifetime of their products and goods and services. Another thing I do is I focus on enabling customers. I help them successful by teaching them some skills around services. So I'm not training a certification trainer. I don't deliver those kinds of content, but I could if I need to. But we actually have things we focus on in very specific topics that are kind of deep. And maybe, for example, like here, I show 2 examples here, a SageMaker and Immersion Day. This is an Immersion Day focused around the service Amazon SageMaker, which is a machine learning platform that we can actually go in with customers and have them learn about SageMaker and then run some hands-on labs. And so I can run those with customers, engage in that. I am also a subject matter expert in what's called AWS Well-Architected Framework, which is a framework of best practices for operating workloads in the cloud. So I engage customers all around the world. Lately, I've been engaging a number of customers in Australia and helping them understand Well-Architected and how to perform assessments and utilize a tool, answer their questions and those things. So I can help help teach those customers through an immersive type experience. And my mouse is really slow. Okay, so another thing I do, and this is something really specific to SMB SAs, is that we have to scale, meaning that I have a lot of customers that have never been in AWS, and when they want to go there. So I think in my area, me and my account managers, we probably are aware of maybe 4,000 to 5,000 different customers who are brand new to AWS. And so I have to scale. We have to scale ourselves to enable all these customers to adopt AWS and to be successful. So I help in many ways with that. We do what's called SA office hours, where we will schedule time with a potential customer or a new customer is just getting started. And we'll spend some time with them and discuss things like architecture reviews. We will, help them transform their architectures from the traditional way that they built them into ways that take advantage of the services and the features and the functionality, elasticity, and agility that AWS can offer. We do ideation, so we help customers think about new ways to solve their problems. We help with innovation. We help customers innovate their experiences, particularly around customer experience. We also solve problems for customers. Maybe they're doing something, they're adopting a new service, they can't quite figure it out. I will sit there and we'll work with them. Mostly been over the last few years via virtual mechanisms, like through our Chime platform or with a Zoom conference or a Microsoft Teams conference. But now we're back to a lower level pandemic. We can actually start engaging customers face to face. So I'm actually up in in northern Luzon, central Luzon, northern Luzon last few days to talk to customers face to face, to help them understand how they can leverage AWS for their own businesses. And I don't know why I'm having a hard time with my mouse. Anyway, also upskill through webinars. So as a partner, I say before, and even now, I actually have a webinar next week with a partner called StrapPoint on backups, right? But so I work with different ISVs and consulting partners, and we will present content for customers to understand and learn a product or a way to do something, right? So like, for example, here I have a machine learning masterclass. I taught one of those with StrapPoint, where we got very technical in some machine learning concepts on AWS using SageMaker. I've worked with Druva and TiVo on various solutions and other ones and such. So this is also how we upskill customers or potential customers. And these are free webinars. Often they are available either behind where you sign up and send your email address to get the link, or they even appear on YouTube at times. So this is a great way to help, and I really enjoy doing these things. Another thing I do is we write. We're expected to build and write as well. We're builders by nature. Now, I'm not as much of a builder as other SAs in my organization, because I come from the operations side. So I'm more of a fixer than I am a builder. I can take some things that aren't working so well and usually make them work. But building from scratch is something that I not really do a whole lot of, but I could still do that. But I also I used to write blog posts and white papers. So I have some blog posts on the internet that I've written before for partners and such and everything else. So this is some of the things we do. And we write, and we do that to share knowledge, we share information. And this is getting into really the meat of what I love to do. This is my passion, and this is where why I love my role in AWS. And this is really more a little different. We all SAs will share knowledge, but I am really, in my role, I do a lot more than other SAs. I do a lot of speaking engagements in various aspects. So for example, I do events and summits. So I had a recent one at the ASEAN Summit back in May 18th. I had a talk on chaos engineering using AWS Fault Injection Simulator. And I actually did this topic with community a couple times in the past. So I enjoy these things, and I help promote these things for our customers as well as potential customers to learn about solutions and services we offer. I was with in Jakarta when we opened up the pop-up loft in Jakarta, which we had 2 weeks of different kinds of sharing of like sessions, and I did some game days there and such and everything. I also did a one on computer vision with recognition. I did another talk with mobile apps, although I'm not really a builder. I worked with an excellent builder named Brian Chuba, who really kind of carried the presentation. I kind of just was coordinating it and being the overall initiator of the conversation, but Brian did most of the work. And then I've done some at reInvent. I've had a number of talks at reInvent on storage and everything else, with obviously with customers. So I love to do these things. I love speaking, and you'll see here I'm various levels of heaviness, right? I've been getting less and less heavy over time. So back in my early days at AWS, I was probably really heavy, and you can see it here in my picture that it's not so flattering for me, but anyway, I still enjoy it. I love to talk and to share and to help customers and professionals and companies learn how to do things in an AWS way. And other thing is also supporting user groups and communities. So I'm here tonight because I really love supporting the communities. I've done a number of events with various community groups, including Mozilla PH and obviously SIGLab Filipinas and other stuff. And these are some of the things I've worked on over time that I can actually dig up. I have so many things to pull out. I had to kind of like just kind of, pick and choose the ones I thought were most relevant. But this is actually, these type of things are not part of my role, but they actually are in some ways, because I believe that by sharing this knowledge with user groups and communities, those who are either professionals who are using AWS or just want to learn how to use it, helps everybody. And so I believe this is my way of contributing to the entire community and upscaling everybody. And then everybody can then move in and bring those skills into the organizations and drive change in organizations. So I really, really believe in this and stuff. And so what is actually unique to my role? So I have a very interesting part of my journey that while it's kind of similar and while it's related to sharing, I have something that really, really I love about my role at AWS. And it started with a partner team when I was in the US. So I did a lot of evangelizing, right? So, and I've done things like, for example, I was at MongoDB World. I spoke with a MongoDB advocate, and we had a talk on using MongoDB and AWS step functions, and it was a great experience. It was another way of sharing about a new service that came out. I've talked to summits such as large customer events, such as Globe had an innovation forum, and I met. And in the last picture here on the right hand side, that picture is actually from the other day. It's actually from our session in Clark on Wednesday. So where I talk and I share to customers or potential customers. And in fact, most of those attendees in Clark were not customers yet. They were educational institutions. They were educators, or they were partners who wanted to learn more about AWS. So I really enjoy these things. This is what I love. But my really passion is this. I love doing game days. So game days are something that came out of the partner organization I was a member of when I first started AWS. I joined a partner team. It was called Emerging Partners, and they developed this really cool platform. It's called Game Day back at the start. Now it's called Event Engine. But Game Day was where we gamified challenges, and you competed against teams. You were in a team, you competed against other teams to get the most points on solving challenges, solving problems, and in all different topics. And I did this from 2016 onward, and I even did a lot of it in US in ASEAN region. And you'll see here on the upper right hand corner we have SIC Lab Philippines, and this was what my really passion was. You'll see on the left of that image, there's a gentleman in the white pants and the plaid shirt. That's Tep Misa, and he's our country manager of AWS Philippines, and he has a passion to uplift students and young professionals in the Philippines, to upskill them, to help them be successful, so they can in turn help their families and raise this country to even make it more amazing than it already is, right? So we believe in that, and I believe in that so deeply. This is my passion. So I want to share, I want to engage, and I want to inspire those young professionals and students into these skills, so they can take these skills and work for companies and do well, and then bring their families up over time, right? So you'll see some examples here of game days I ran with customer events. The one on the lower bottom is from reInvent 2019, I think it was, a big game day we had there. And now you see the game day. This is all the team supporting the game day event, because we had 400 participants, so a very large event. The SIC Lab Filipinas event, we had 600 students. It was a 3-day boot camp, and it was this amazing experience. And then you'll see some examples of customer engagements where we go to a customer and we help their teams learn skills through gamification by running game days. And I've done them in Malaysia and Indonesia, Singapore, the US, and the Philippines. And this is what I really love to do. This is my true passion. As you can tell, I love to talk, right? So that's my best thing. And then I had opportunity, and I had an amazing experience with a colleague of mine. You'll see him in these pictures here. I love to share my journey and my experience. So back in 2018, my colleague, his name is Joe, he's in this picture, and myself, we were invited to speak for a Y4 IT conference in UP Diliman. And we took a different approach, because most of the content that was being presented was more around technical stuff. And we realized there's much more to being an SA, to engaging your skills, than technical skills. Technical skills you can learn, you can study, you can learn those things, but there's so much more. And so I have a talk that I did, was basically Journey to a Cloud Solutions Architect. And I presented this the first time in at the Y4IT conference in UP Diliman, and my colleague did it. And our approach is all about soft skills, things that are very important. They're not technical, but they really make you stand out and help you drive forward. And I've given this presentation, I think I gave it beginning of January for community as well. So it's been out there. And I love talking about this because an essay is not just technology, right? It's more than that. It's so much more. And so you have to be able to engage. You have to be able to ignite, right? You have to be able to inspire. You have to help customers understand how they can solve their problems through technology, but also at the same time, help the customers understand they need to work on skills as well and how to change their culture in order to adopt cloud successfully. You have a traditional customer working with on-premise type architectures. If they lift and shift those into the cloud, which they can do, they will be limited in their success. They're not, the doors open up when you can innovate. And a lot of these cultures, traditional cultures, don't allow for much innovation. So the message that Joe and I were trying to give 2,600 students at UP Diliman for Y4IT, we were trying to share them that there's more than just a skill, the technical skills. You need to make a brand for yourself and own your brand and take chances. Like, don't be afraid to fail, take chances. It's okay. And if you work for a company that doesn't allow you to fail, you might want to work for another company, because failure is not a bad thing. In fact, it's part of our culture of innovation at Amazon and AWS is that we embrace failure, not in the sense we want to fail, but we learn from it, opportunities to learn and do better. Now, if you're failing over the same thing over and over again, that's a problem. But if you try and experiment, you take a chance and you end up failing on that, but you have the right intentions and you thought you had it figured out, that's okay. You learn from it, you change your direction, you pivot and you adjust and you move on. So that's something that those skills, I love to share that, because it's so easy to talk about technology, but it's so hard to talk about how to be more and have the right mindset to be an SA or to be a cloud evangelist or anything around that, because it's a different kind of skills. And those of you who are here today, I'm pretty sure you see that already. You see the way that you need to think differently, how you be innovative and how you can embrace the change and stuff. So you can drive this in your organizations. It takes a while. It will take there. I spent 2 days, the last few days, talking to education institutions as well as educators and teaching them that we need to help change the culture, so that to adopt some of these principles, to be successful and to allow everybody to innovate, take advantage of what the cloud can offer. And so what is my day like? This is now where we've heard about why I do and what I love to do. And this, again, the second part of that, what I just went through, was my personal role. Every SA has their own thing they do, but we have a lot of common things. The first part was a common thing to do. We help our customers succeed through various mechanisms, and I covered a few of those things. But what is my day like? So what is really like, what do I do day to day? And again, for every SA is different, but we have kind of a flow. At least in my group, in my SMB group, we don't have a typical day, but we have an overall pattern. So Mondays, we usually follow with internal meetings or upskilling. We have this concept called sharpening the saw, meaning we have to keep our skills up to date as well. We don't have credibility if we can't speak about our services or technology or explain or help solve problems. We need to learn these things ourselves. And then we have 200 plus services in AWS. I don't know half of them, right? So I'm always learning new things. So we take time to do that, plus internal meetings and stuff. Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in my group, my SMB group, we meet with customers. These are the times we schedule our SA office hours, or we try to get customers to be available for meetings where we can work through their problems and help engage them, right? So those are my customer days. And then Fridays are often our admin work. We have a lot of admin work we need to do to keep on track with our goals and those kind of things as well. So we have to track all these things and such. And honestly, it's not a very fun part of my job, but we have to do it. And so we do that. Plus we also, and just because we have this overall pattern, anything can change. For example, another kind of day, travel, more travel. Like this week, I've been on a roadshow with a partner. We started in Clark, now we're in Kalashao, we go back tomorrow, and my whole schedule's changed, right? So it varies. Pre-pandemic, I traveled around ASEAN a lot and within the Philippines a lot. During pandemic, we did a lot of virtual meetings. So that pattern I just showed you became more of the standard for pandemic engagements because we weren't really allowed to do face-to-face. But now we're doing face-to-face again, and we're opening up our office in AWS and in BGC, hopefully soon to customers. We go to customers, customers want to meet face-to-face because it's actually a more engaging experience. When I'm doing this presentation to the 152 of you right now on this session, it's really hard to know your level of engagement. Are you sleeping? Are you watching TV? Are you doing something else? I don't know. When I do a presentation or talk to a team in a room face-to-face, I can look around. I can see what they're doing. I can see if they're falling asleep, if I'm talking too long or too much, or if they're confused, or if they get it. The feedback is very important. So this face-to-face engagements are very important. So more travel, right? So this is an example of travel. And then I'll go back to, I was in Cebu last week, and I'll go back to Cebu in July, and we're gonna go have some meetings in Bali in August, and Singapore in September. So it's travel, and you do what you need to do for your customers. That's my purpose. Like an example today is that we've been traveling around to now we're in region 1, or sorry, region 3. I forgot what region we're in now, but we're in the Pangasinan Ilocano region, and we are now getting asked to go to other regions. Like we're going to go to Visayas, we're going to go to Mindanao, we're going to go to Southern Luzon. So because customers want us there, so we're going to go around and we're going to continue these engagements. So this is kind of happens, and I love this part of my job. I'm not a person who wants to sit at the same desk and do the same thing every day. This is what drives me. I love the varied challenges and the unique experiences I'm always encountering. I used to be an enterprise SA, and that was a great role as well. And you work with very large and amazing companies and conglomerates and very large enterprises, but they tend to have a different pace. And sometimes problems take a long time to solve, or solutions take a long time to be implemented. And I tend to more like the drive-bys, where I go and get a question randomly from a customer. I gotta go and research it, figure it out. Hey, I don't know the answer. Let me get back to you. And then I learn something from that as well. And I help them solve the problems in creative ways that some of the constraints that may be in a large enterprise don't really happen as often in a small, medium business. So I enjoy what I do. But again, all SAs and AWS are kind of doing the same thing. So what are some cool projects I did? And I had to scratch on this because most of my cool projects are my public engagements, my game days. I love that stuff, right? I work with AWS Educate on game days for a long time, and I love that. But some of the things I did that I really can't talk about the actual company, except for one case, where in different roles. So as an enterprise SA, I worked with a Philippines manufacturing company, and we had an IoT project to put sensors on their manufacturing lines to help them do better quality control. And it was great. I learned a lot about IoT core, and I learned a lot about sensors and those kind of things. I learned a lot, but I also was able to contribute a lot to it. And so by the end of that project, I was really deep in IoT. I worked with a specialist SA who was specialized in IoT for AWS. So we worked together. I learned from him, and I helped upskill the customer on understanding how they can leverage IoT to better their operations and improve the quality that they're trying to deliver. As a partner SA, I work with Teradata. You may know Teradata. They had on-premise, basically database appliances, big, giant, very fast, very powerful database appliances, but their customers wanted to use AWS. So with Teradata, over 18 months, we developed IntelliCloud, which is an offering of Teradata database on AWS. And that was amazing because I worked with some extremely intelligent, knowledgeable database experts. I mean, oh my gosh, these engineers were so deep into database patterns and data movement and IO and disk performance, and it's just amazing. And I learned a lot from that. That was a great experience. But that was a part of the beginning of my career, so I'm a lot past that now. But in the Philippines, I worked for a big data project for a retailer, a large retailer that wanted to do more analytics with their data they're collecting from all their sources. And so I worked with them and helped them with a partner and develop a solution for them. And I've done core banking solutions for a number of banks, large banks as well as small rural banks, as an enterprise as well as an SMB SA. So those are some fun things as practical things. But again, I do a lot of, in my role in particular, I do a lot of evangelizing. So how did I get to where I am? And I do have a talk, my journey as a cloud SA, but it kind of outlines that a little bit. But here's the timeline for me. And I'm old, okay? I'm a whole lot older than you might think I am. So I've been around IT for 30 years. In the 90s, I started out as a systems administrator. So my very first systems were some Unix systems, AT&T 3B2s, I think they were called, a long time ago. I may actually kind of blanking on that, but I also cut my teeth, figuratively, on Next computers. So if you ever know the history of Apple and Steve Jobs left Apple and he formed Next computers, which was they were these really amazing, way ahead of the time systems that had amazing, wonderful graphical user interface, and they ran a Unix-based operating system, Mach BSD, and they use object-oriented programming and development to build all the applications. So I had got trained back in 1991 in Redwood City. Was it Redwood City? Or I forget where Next was at the time. But I met Steve Jobs way back then because he was just the owner of Next. He wasn't really anything as he was towards the end of his experience at Apple. So met him and everything, and that was my first step into supporting large computer systems. I progressed into network administration and security administration, and then I moved into InfoSec for a while. I was a manager at InfoSec at Pfizer in the US. I became a senior manager at InfoSec and another pharmaceutical after I left Pfizer. And then I moved into more of the internet space. I worked for a company called M7 Networks that I got bought by Electricity. They were great on innovation of stuff for the old flip phones a long time ago and Java-based games and such. So we were really innovating back then. Then I moved into another internet company called Erdato that had video streaming and DRM around that. Then I moved into another company about running production systems for very, very time-critical delivery of information. Basically, it was identity scoring. We had the service and predict identity scores with under a second over a huge amount of data sets and stuff. So it's a great role. Never was allowed to have downtime. It was very challenging at time. I progressed into a infrastructure architect at LifeLock, where I got involved in DevOps, and I kind of drove the overall architecture for LifeLock with the CIO and the organization. And then AWS came knocking on my door and said, "Hey, come check us out." So I joined AWS as a partner SA, and then I moved to the Philippines as an enterprise SA and then an SMB SA. That's why you see the American flag and the Philippines flag, because I did this role in 2 countries. Now, to be totally transparent, my process to get hired at AWS was quite challenging. My hire process was 6 months long and multiple interviews. It was very, very difficult. And I'm not going to say it's any easier now, but I think it's better now. We've learned a lot through our process. We want to make sure we treat our candidates the same way we treat our customers. We want to give candidates the best experience possible. So we give timely feedback, and we really try to help our candidates be successful through their process. And we want to hire the best, right? And so it's hard to find really, really good talent. And you find the right mixture of talent that also understands how to be Amazonian. We have leadership principles that are really critical to adopt, that are kind of a key to how you think in AWS and Amazon, okay? So that's my journey, and I've been AWS for over 6 years now, so I'm an old timer in many ways. So I started here as an SA, partner SA in Phoenix. My team was in Seattle, but I traveled everywhere, and then I ended up in Manila. I'm here now. So I actually based in country. I love the Philippines. I'm never leaving. This is an amazing country. All of you are so fortunate to be part of this country, and you have opportunity to make it even so much more in the future. Just continue to skill and help everybody around you be successful, so we all can be successful. And this is some various pictures. I stole this from one of my other colleagues. His name is Cardine. He actually did a journey of a prototyping engineer for AWS. And this is a slide from his deck, but I'm in one of the slides here. We have a team. We're very close together. The team is much bigger now, but we're very inclusive, and this is a very, very great thing. I think Cardine's photos kind of show some of the culture. You'll see the same person in many slides, right? Actually, so he wasn't in this. The slide, the picture on the bottom right is actually him in our phones because he wasn't able to make it. So we put him on our phones as including me in our picture, group picture. But he's in all these other pictures as well. He's a great guy, great speaker. I learned a lot from him. He used to be an SA, and he shifted into a prototype engineer out of Singapore. Amazing guy, very, very bright, and so much fun. And he's really a really good friend. So this shows you that we all want to help each other to succeed, and we really enjoy everything we're doing for everybody. So customers are so important, but so are our colleagues. Okay, so am I close to my end? Okay, how to become an AWS SA. So I'm almost done with my talk. How do you become an AWS SA? Well, tongue in cheek, but you need to think of a few things. First of all, you need to have some technical skills. And we have ways, mechanisms to help you progress. For example, if you're a young professional or you're still in school, we have a Tech U process where you go and you become part of AWS for 6 months, getting trained and stuff. And then you, as in kind of an intern, and then you leave and go back to school, and then you graduate and hopefully come back to AWS. But aside from that, you need to have some technical skills, demonstrate your ability to speak tech. You don't need to be super deep, but you need to be correct in what you know. So we really do care about giving accurate information when we have conversations with customers. And also you need to sharpen the saw continuously. You don't ever stop learning. Learning is a nonstop thing. And I promise you, once you feel you know everything in your domain, you need to change your career in your domain because there's more to learn, right? So we always should be learning and bettering our own selves. You can have a dev or operations background, pick your passion. A lot of SAs come from the dev side. I come from operations. A number of us come from operations as well. It doesn't really matter. It just does change your perspective and how you approach some problems sometimes. But it doesn't really make a difference as long as you are in technology and have the background and mindset to think like that. Network as much as you can through social media. LinkedIn is a great resource, and you really want to keep your network going throughout your journey, okay? Engage with the community, so participate in these events, and if you can, even speak. If you know something, you developed an expertise, or you develop something really worth that the community can benefit from, offer to speak. Have self-confidence. We are very self-directed. I have to engage customers myself, all levels of within an organization, from an engineering team, which is usually very technical and very bright, to mid-management, to senior management, to even CXO leadership levels. And you have to engage your conversations and adjust them to the level of your audience. And so to do that, you gotta have confidence. You gotta be able to be comfortable speaking to a CIO or CEO of a very large organization. At the same time, you gotta be comfortable speaking to the principal network engineer at an organization, knows all this stuff, right? So you really gotta have that confidence and believe in yourself. And that's that's just, I think in any career you do, you need to have self-confidence. As I mentioned, self-directed, meaning we take initiative. I don't have a manager to tell me what to do. I have my customers tell me what to do or asking me to help them. So you really think about being self-directed and owning your journey in the organization. And then certifications are helpful. If you aren't certified, we can help you get that, and you will become certified through the process. I was certified, to be totally transparent. I had AWS Solutions Architect Professional certification, and all my certifications expired in October. So I have nothing right now. I got to start at zero and go back up again. And trust me, once you get certifications, keep very good track of the expiration dates, because you want to renew, not take over again from scratch. So you want to renew whenever possible. Yeah, I got caught in the pandemic. I didn't really realize that all of them were expiring, and so now I'm down to non-certified. But it's okay. I have enough credibility, and I will get certified and rebuild my credentials on paper. Okay. The next thing you do is apply. We actually have open positions that you can apply for in AWS Philippines. We have a number of customers who need SAs all over the place. We're always asked all the time, can you help us hire somebody? We can't find talent. You build the skills, apply, okay? And here's an example of some jobs that I pulled from yesterday, I think it was. June 12th. We have a partner sales solution architect. We have an ISV solution architect. We have a senior architect. These are just some of the many positions we have available. And so if you're interested in applying for a role, reach out to myself and we can refer you in. And it's an experience. Even if you apply and you don't qualify for whatever reason may be, it's still a very worthwhile experience because you learn a lot through the process, and you learn about things that may be areas that you might need to focus on to increase some of your skills. We have a very high set of standards, and a lot of organizations do. So it's hard to hire qualified candidates, but the experience, the process itself is worth going through. So if you think you're ready and you think you have the background, then go ahead, by all means, apply. I definitely support that. And if you need to reach out to me, you can. I'm on LinkedIn as well, and I pick up on my email address at the beginning of it. Is that my last slide? Okay. Next thing you can do is build your skills. We have so many mechanisms for helping you continue your skills, either through third-party partners to train you on things. There's a number of partners out there. There's AWS Educate that has a whole bunch of free courses you can sign up for. We also have Skill Builder, which lets you learn things as free trainings you can do on-demand cloud skills, okay? Go there and explore and really try to see what you can do and find your passion and find what really interests you, right? If you're into machine learning, you can become a machine learning specialty essay. Which would be you focus on helping customers with machine learning problems. If you like analytics, do the same thing. So you have so many choices, so many opportunities, and just work on building your skills. Okay, so that's it for my talk, and there's some contact information on my LinkedIn as well as my email address. Reach out to me or reach out to anybody in our organization if you have questions, you want to learn more. We're available and we love to help. We want all of you to be successful with us. We want you to grow our community. We want to grow our family, right? Yeah, I'm here because I'm sharing this with you so that maybe you'll be inspired and can get on to the journey yourself, okay? So thank you for listening, and I really appreciate you letting me be here, talk tonight.
Thank you so much, Sir Paul. You have given us an in-depth discussion about what it's like being a solutions architect. Really, really inspiring. And I feel more confident now in starting my journey to being one just like you. Everybody, let us chat a big thank you to Sir Paul. Who wants to follow Sir Paul's footsteps? Me!
Please, I need to retire soon, so I need someone that can come in and replace me.
Me! Let me know in the chat. I would also like to be a solutions architect someday, and this really helped, and I'm really inspired. And I saw that slide about the AWS Club Pilipinas face-to-face event, and I really hope I can be a part of one soon. So yeah, Sir Paul, let us now move on to the question and answer portion. Let's have a bit of a question and answer portion. Okay, for the first question from Sir Ray, does all SA able to go around and travel, managing, overseeing projects just like you do? How long would it take for a senior solutions architect to have this opportunity? I am an IT all my life and I love traveling. If being an SA will make me hit both at the same time, that would be a dream job. Please let us know.
Great question. So I honestly can't give you an exact answer, but I'll give you my experience. So I was traveling within 3 months of my role in AWS. When I first started, because my job required me to go see partners. Maybe they were located in San Francisco or San Jose, and I was based in Arizona, or my team was in Seattle. So opportunity can be there. I can't speak for every role, and I can't speak for every customer. And like, for example, I have a lot of my customers in Philippines, but the nature of my job means my customers are not only in Manila, but they're in Cebu, they're in Davao. So I will at least travel in country. But also, you can also get involved in so many different things, let you even try other countries. I went to Belgium as an advocate. I've done a lot of things like that where you see opportunity and you can help out. And that's what we love. We love for everybody to take on the initiative, to have the confidence, be self-directed and find how you can help customers. So I can't say it's going to happen, absolutely, but the opportunity is there. It's really up to you to kind of push it forward.
All right, let's have one last question due to time constraint, because I've been seeing a lot of titles like solutions architect, prototyping architect, cloud architect. What is their difference? So this is a question by Sir Kim that I'm also interested in hearing the answer. What's the difference between solutions architect and cloud architect and prototyping architect?
Great. Okay. So I kind of mentioned that at the beginning of it, that it really depends on the title isn't really nailed down, but way I look at solutions architects are ones that are actually working with customers and helping them solve their problems, making them successful. So you're building solutions, you're helping them build their skills, you're looking at whatever it may be. So you're kind of almost a generalist in some ways. A cloud architect is another way of saying that. It's really, I think you're focusing on. So I was an infrastructure architect before AWS, but I did a lot of similar things. I designed the infrastructure architecture. Even we were adopting AWS cloud, so I had to learn all that. And it's still kind of driving the vision or the direction of technology. But at the same time, making sure that you're addressing the needs of your customer, right? You're focusing on that. A prototyping architect is a little different, where they actually are building things to help customers experiment. So like Cardine, Richard, who I mentioned earlier, he builds things for customers to try new solutions out there and really cool things. And they sometimes are great and sometimes they don't do what the customer wants. So it's really more experimentation on that side of it. But when they build that, I may be working with them as they're working with my customer. I may also be on the project helping them out or understanding my customer engagement. And then I take it forward once the prototypes are done and the customer says, hey, we love it, let's do it. Then I take over and do more involved. So, but it really, the titles frustrate me because I think HR makes up titles all the time, right? We're always trying to differentiate why our job is. So we have this title and this title and this title, but they really are the same thing. And you're just focusing on solving customer problems in the best way possible. And in this context, in a cloud possibility, right? So you're taking how they do that. But I also work with a lot of on-premise problems. I have customers who want to run hybrid environments. So I got to know on-premises as well. So it's a combination. It's just, I don't have a really good answer because it's not a really good definition, but hopefully you can feel through my presentation the idea of what we do in general.
Okay, maybe we can have one last question because a lot of people have been wanting to hear an answer to this as well. What is a realistic entry point to a career in cloud for fresh graduates or career shifters, which can lead to being a solutions architect?
So, great question. I actually would try. So if you're just getting out and into industry, you're a brand new professional or recent grad or been just a year or two in there, first of all, work on trying to understand cloud concepts. So try to get some credibility behind that. Things like technical essentials, cloud essentials, whatever those type of things are great ways to understand how to speak and talk in terms of the terminology and thinking in a way that you will for cloud, right? It's the first step. Second thing is look for companies and find junior roles if you want. I mean, they're out there. We hire different levels in our organization all the time. We have, I mentioned earlier, this Tech U program where you can actually, or Next Gen SA intern, where you can actually intern as a very entry level role to see what it's like. So those are opportunities out there. Try to explore those. If you also at the same time work with a company and try to get involved in cloud, if they have projects or teams that are providing cloud architecture or their operations or even a DevOps role that's leveraging AWS or another cloud provider, try to join those teams as well, because you'll start to get exposed in how to think differently, because the constraints you have on premise don't really exist the same way on cloud. You think differently, you're more innovative. So I think that's the first way to start. Just try to move into a role that can get you exposed to cloud at the earliest as possible.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Paul. Now I have one last question for you. Do you have any upcoming events that you would like to promote? It's your time to shine, Sir Paul.
We have AWS User Group on July 18th. This is in Central Visayas, so Cebu. Do I have any talks coming up? I have a webinar with StratPoint, who's a partner of SA. Is it next Wednesday? It's all blurred to me sometimes. I think it's next Wednesday. It's on backups. So I think we can reach out to me. We can get you information if you're interested in learning about backups and DR on AWS through myself and StratPoint. that's really it for right now. I've had a whole really busy month. So I'm kind of enjoying next week, not traveling so much and having to be the time to just decompress a little bit.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We really had fun in this episode. You may now turn your camera off and I'll see you later to our photo op. And for those who have a lot of questions for Sir Paul, don't forget to check him out on his LinkedIn and on his email flashed on the screen. Thank you so much, Sir Paul. You may now stop your screen sharing. Ayan, grabe. Sobrang inspiring, no? Parang naganaan ako, parang gusto ko nag-graduate. Ayan, no? So moving on, please guys, do not forget to join our Club community because we have a lot in store for you guys, and you know, malay natin no, magkaroon ng AWS Club Pilipinas kind of events face-to-face, no? So if you want to join our Club community, just like what Sir Paul said, to join a lot of communities, to engage with them, so you can scan the QR code flashed on the screen and you can join our Club community. Lahat tayo ay welcome doon. And yeah, I have learned a lot from this 1 hour tech-driven webinar and hope you guys learned a lot as well. And I am so thankful for our speaker, Sir Paul. And it's really exciting to see that we are near our 50th episode. So thank you so much again, Sir Paul. We are thankful that you've been a part of this ever since day one. Now, I want to take this opportunity to invite you all to a photo op with the speaker, sir. So, Sir Paul, turn your camera on for a bit, and then let's have a picture with the participants. All right. Hi, Sir Larry. Ayan, Miss Telly. Hi, Miss Telly. I think I saw you last week. Ayan. Hi, Sir. Ayan, Sir Emil, Sir Ian, Sir Mark. Okay, I'm gonna count to 5. Come on, guys. Open your cam. Hi, Sir Alistair. Oh, diba? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's take a picture now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile, guys. Okay, let's take another one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smile, guys. All right, yay. Thank you guys so much for joining our photo op. And thank you so much for bringing your brightest smile. You can now turn your cameras off. And yeah, moving on, the e-certificates will only be given to those who attended in the webinar in Zoom. So to all our 149 Zoom participants right here, kayo lang po ang makakatanggap ng e-certificate. And please wait for 5 to 7 business days. And make sure na lagi yung i-check ang inyong inbox or spam kasi baka nandoon yung e-certificates. So thank you so much for your patience. And of course, eto na nga, we would love to hear your experience. So to answer our feedback form, you may go to go.edukasyon.ph/CIS Quest 45 or CIS 45 Quest, or you may scan the QR code flashed on the screen there. All right, guys, I would like to remind everyone no, ang makaka-receive lang po ng e-certificates ay ang makakasagot ng CSAT form at ang nandito sa Zoom. Ayan, so just scan the QR code or you may go to go.edukasyon.ph/CIS 45 Quest. And before we move on to the last part of our event, we would like to announce that the top attendee contest is still ongoing. So there's still a lot of time to win AWS credits worth $20. All you have to do is to post your CS certificates. No, hindi lang isang certificate yan. Dapat lahat ng certificates na meron kayo ay i-post nyo sa ating Facebook, LinkedIn, IG, TikTok, and don't forget to tag us at Edukasyon.ph and AWS Club Pilipinas. And also use the hashtags #Edukasyon.ph and #AWS Club Pilipinas. Also make sure no the post is public so we can see it. All right. Oo nga, sabi, ayun si Sir Joffrey, si Sir Joffrey top attendee yan dati. Dapat may bago na tayong winner. So wag kayong ma-miss out, no? Sayang yung AWS credits. Don't miss the chance to being our top CIS attendee. And again, please wait for 5 to 7 days for your certificate. And of course, hindi lang Community Ignite Series ang handa ng AWS Club Pilipinas for you. It's time to promote our upcoming events. So the first event that I would like to promote is our event with Phil IT Org entitled Serverless Architecture in AWS. That's tomorrow, 6 p.m. I'm gonna see you guys there. So we're gonna introduce you to serverless architecture, and our speaker will walk you through some real-world examples that anyone can implement using AWS with our speaker, Sir Amiel Palacol. So see you guys later. Tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. No. If you still want to register for this event, you may go to this link in the chat. Wait lang. Ayaw mag-copy-paste. There you go. So we can see it. We cannot wait to see you tomorrow. So don't miss a chance to attend our event in partnership with Phil IT Org. And then we have another event on Saturday. So Friday, meron tayo. Saturday, meron din tayo. It's time naman for our partnership with Angular Philippines. It is their monthly meetup Cloud Talks for June. And in this session, you're gonna learn how to build and operate containers apps with AWS Copilot with Mr. Donnie Pracoso. So wag nyo rin i-miss yan, guys. Again, that's June 25, 6 to 7 p.m. Sobrang galing din ni Sir Donnie, kaya wag niyo mamimiss yan. So we have two, no? We have tomorrow and for Saturday. And then next Thursday, we're gonna have our CIS 46, no? With Miss Nika Medrano. So I'm gonna see you guys again next week, Thursday. And then after that, no, we're gonna have our event, no, with Recruit Day on June 30. So meron pa tayong event, no, upcoming event on June 30. So make sure to not miss that out. So yeah, kita-kita nyo naman, guys, no, we have partnered with a lot of tech communities and organized events just for you. So on behalf of AWS Club Pilipinas and Edukasyon.ph, thank you so much to you guys for attending each one of them and for being so active. Medyo emotional talaga ako na mag-episode 50 na. Dati siguro di kami umaabot ng 50 participants. Ngayon dumodoble kami. Grabe, sobrang thankful ako sa inyo and sana makaabot pa kayo sa ating June 2022 events. Tissue, please. Iyak na tayo, Miss Terry. Once again, we would like to thank not only our speaker but our co-presenters as well. Thank you, AWS and AWS Club Pilipinas. And that wraps up the 45th episode of the Community Ignite series, A Day in the Life of a Solutions Architect. Lastly, and napapaus na ako, I would like to thank our technical director, Ms. Mariel Trinidad, Ms. Danica, and Ms. Pat, nandito ngayon. And thank you again for coming, guys. This has been Darlavid and AWS Club Pilipinas. Remember to stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow on Saturday and next week. Bye, everyone. See you all.
Welcome to AWS Educate's Cloud Career Pathway. AWS Educate helps you create a pathway into innovative and lucrative opportunities in the rapidly expanding cloud industry. On AWS Educate, you will discover the skills necessary to advance into cloud careers, explore content, test your knowledge, seek micro-credentials as badges and certificates of completion, and even have the opportunity to apply for jobs and internships in the cloud. Start off by building your profile, adding your resume, classes, degrees attained, and other facets of your experience. Then, select a cloud career field. From there, we'll personalize your plan by providing content that matches your pathway. As you consume that content, we'll prompt you to take knowledge checks of 3 to 5 questions in order to gauge your comprehension. After you've completed 50% of the knowledge checks, you'll have a chance to earn an AWS Educate badge. Then, up-level your profile by completing a project and a final assessment, and you can receive an AWS Educate Certificate of Completion. Take applicable courses at your school or online to grow your knowledge and fill gaps in your skill set. All of these achievements can be added into your portfolio. Then put it all together. Apply for a job or internship at Amazon or at one of our customers or partners through the AWS Educate job board. Download your portfolio and send it to your potential employer to get your ideal job in the cloud. So what are you waiting for? Start your career pathway today.